Stay tuned for new videos by subscribing to our channel. The secret influence of Queen Mary on Queen Elizabeth II's reign. When Queen Elizabeth II was a little princess with charming curls, she had grandparents, just like any other child. It's strange to think about it because for most of her life, Queen Elizabeth II herself has been a grandmother queen, hasn't she? But nonetheless, she had grandparents, who were also a king and queen. She had quite an interesting relationship with them. Queen Elizabeth II's grandfather, King George V, once said, "My father was afraid of his father, I was afraid of my father, so let my sons fear me." He raised his children with strict discipline, which had a significant impact on them. Only Elizabeth II's father, the Duke of York, grew up to be a decent person. Surprisingly, this stern and composed man would carry little Lily on his back, pretending to be a horse, and she would call him Grandpa England. One of the close family ladies recalled, Lilibet was always his top priority. He played with her, which I never witnessed in his interactions with his own children. It is widely known that King George V disapproved of the behavior of his eldest son, Prince Edward of Wales, future Edward VIII, and once said, "This boy will ruin himself within a year of my death." God grant he has no children, and nothing stands between Bertie and Lilibet and the throne. On the other hand, Princess Lilibet's grandmother, Queen Mary, was very strict with her granddaughter. She loved her dearly, but she saw her primarily as a future queen and only secondly as a granddaughter. From an early age, the little girl was instilled with a sense of duty and diligence, and Queen Mary insisted on including as many history lessons as possible in the princess's education. If Princess Elizabeth and her younger sister Margaret couldn't stand still at any event, they were ordered to be struck with a rod below their knees to straighten up and remember who they were and where they were. As Elizabeth grew up, she naturally understood her duty and absorbed all the nuances of etiquette and courtly behavior. Her grandmother worried that she might become too arrogant. Once, when a footman addressed the princess as "Milady," she objected, saying, "I'm not a lady, I'm a princess." To which her grandmother, without hesitation in front of the footman, scolded her, saying, "You're absolutely right, you were born a princess, but it will be many years before you learn to be a lady." The young princesses of York were very popular among the people. Since they rarely left the palace, every time they appeared in public, they attracted crowds. Once, Elizabeth accompanied her grandmother to the opera. The performance was boring for the child, and it was evident that she was finding it difficult to endure. Queen Mary asked if she wanted to leave the show. "No, of course not. After the performance, there will be a crowd gathering to see me," the little girl replied. The queen immediately ordered the child to be taken out through the back entrance. On the other hand, Princess Margaret was afraid of her grandmother, as she was the only person in the world who could be strict with the spoiled but charming princess. Therefore, Margaret tried her best not to be seen by her. Until the very last days of her life, Queen Mary, the Duchess of Teck, who lived to be 86 and passed away in 1953, just a few months before her beloved granddaughter's coronation, served as a mentor and a standard by which her relatives measured their actions. She knew better than anyone else how to serve the monarchy and remained true to these principles until the end, imparting a deep understanding of the importance of this role to Elizabeth II. What do you think about Queen Elizabeth II's upbringing and her relationship with her grandparents? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fascinating stories like this.